All right, good afternoon and happy Friday to another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, the 1010XL app. Great to be here. Great to be alive. Make sure that volume is all the way up, which it is. Happy Friday to you out there. Brought to you by my friends at Team Tommy Mac. I got Code Ninjas on, codeninjas.com. Get your kids into camp. Get them into after-school programs from ages 5 to 15. You can get them in there, man, and they learn so much. They earn degrees, they earn certificates. You're going to learn a bunch of stuff with technology. And, of course, Azar Sausage Company right there. A hat that does kind of fit my head. Not too bad, not too shabby. I'm on the second rung, so not all the way deep, but they are fantastic. We have sausage dogs in our house. We put it with chicken, put it in all types of food. So whether in a bun or whether in your favorite dish or in a bun, Azar Sausage is the one, no doubt about it. Check them out in your local Winn-Dixie and other local grocers. We'll talk about the rest in just a little bit. Training camp, it's upon us. I mean, the rookies come tomorrow, and then the vets come next week. Media's first day is the 23rd, which is Wednesday. So I will definitely be out there and open to the fans too. So come on out and get your ticket. I think you got to sign up online. But at least see them. Look, I want, you're not going to see that much without pads on, but you'll see what kind of practices they run. I think you'll see some fired up individuals, some fired up units. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good. All I really, again, when you're not in pads, you just want to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. And there's not a lot of mistakes, and the ball's not on the ground, right? Whether fumbles, incomplete, that kind of stuff, drops, any of that. That's what you look for. How guys are running around, flying to the ball, and being in position to make a play. And then you got to make the play when the pads come on. And I tell you what, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the O-line and D-line go at it when the pads come on. Because I tell you what, if I'm the offensive line coach, I'm saying to my offensive line, look, I'm sick and tired of hearing how the defensive line dominated us all throughout the offseason. Now that the pads are on, we're going to change all that. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a new attitude in town, and we've needed this attitude for a long time. You saw in the hunt last night. Now, I didn't see the whole video. I saw the highlight. And you heard Wingard talking about this is a culture we haven't had if in a few regimes here, a few years, whatever he said. And he's right. He's right. I agree with that. And I love that video. I did. I didn't like, you know how I felt about the other videos. I don't care for those, but I do like and I don't even like the individual workout videos. Like, oh, wow, look at me, I'm working out. No, I don't care about any of that. But when it's a team and you're competing and you see the tug of war and you see them, really getting after it and really, fighting, for their spot. And by the way, what a brilliant idea the strength coach and the team came up with about the incentive. The incentive, you don't have to do the conditioning test if you win these games. Your team wins the game. You don't got to do that is absolutely fantastic. Are you kidding me? I think they get parking spaces and stuff like that. But, man, I tell you what, that not doing a conditioning test is huge. I mean, we had it where, like, if you went to 90% of the off-season workouts, you have to do the conditioning test. Conditioning tests suck. They absolutely suck, man. I can't stand them. And college, high school, pro, they were always tough no matter how much you train. But it's going to be fun, and I do like that they get after. I tell you, we're going to see something different. We're going to see something different, and quite honestly, we needed to. One battle that everyone's going to have their eyes on, including me, is that left guard position. Ezra Cleveland is the returning starter. I thought Ezra had a pretty good year last year. I thought he ended up being very physical at the end. He's very athletic, can pull like crazy, can get out in front. But Wyatt Millum is a guy that, they drafted early enough. They feel good about. He's got the nastiness and temperament they're looking for. I'm telling you. I don't know how I can say it any clearer. James Gladstone, what does he say? We like guys that love football. Intangibly rich, which means you love football. We're going to finish blocks, which means you love football. We're going to be very physical. That means you love football. You love that contact. You love all of that. And I think we're going to see that. I really do, man. And again, I think with Tony Baselli there and the way he played O-line and the way we played O-line as a team, our team played offensive line, I think you're going to see that with your Jacksonville Jaguars. That'll be a good thing. So Wyatt Millum against Ezra Cleveland. I mean, look, you can never have too many good offensive linemen. Injuries happen. You can plug and play if you have to. But this is the kind of guy that they're talking about. At least that's what you hear and see on the videos. Finishing blocks, being aggressive, being physical. I mean, listen, you got these D linemen are way too big. They're just way too big. You got to be physical. There's only one way to play that position, and finesse is not it. I think that's going to be a great battle. And just across the O-line, look, with Anton Harrison, look, you got all the tools. You got them all. They say you're one of the most athletic O-linemen out there, but we got to see the want to, right? That's going to be critical, and I think that goes across the board. So hopefully they all get it together. I'm counting on Walker Little to step it up, to have a better year. I know a lot of you give him high grades. I give him an okay grade. I think he's okay. I think he needs to be better than okay. And I tell you what, he's got all the physical tools to do it. He does. He's big, he's fast, he's quick, he's athletic, he's flexible. He just needs the right temperament. And again, I think it's going to come through it. It usually comes from other players. That's what typically happens. And coaches bring in those players to shake that whole thing up, because you want those kind of players in your locker room. Right? You want those players that say, hey, man, we gotta be real physical today. Come up and thump somebody. The rah-rah guys. You want those guys who back it up. The tough physical guys that are physical. You want them in your locker room. You want them on your team. You want them out there in the field. And those are that's where it gets contagious, right? Because then you got, okay, especially if, you're a veteran. Makari comes in, and he's like, man, I'm kicking everybody's ass. I don't give a shit. And then the other linemen go, well, shit, I want to kick their ass too. Let's go together and get after these guys. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen because it's again, that GM feeding the locker room with the kind of players they're looking for. What are they looking for? Intangibly rich, who love football. Well, we all know what that means. So that's going to be a physical team, and if they're not, they're going to learn how to be, because it is going to happen. T.J. Watt gets a 3-year extension, $123 million. He goes at it again and gets his wish, which sparked me. Congratulations, that's awesome. I mean, I don't know what you do with $123 million, but good for you, and you can pass it along or spend it all for all I care. But that is the market, and he's at the top of the chain, and one of the top. So what it got me to do was I wanted to see T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and Josh Hines-Allen, right? As far as how many sacks the past 5 years since 2020. And it's pretty interesting. It is pretty interesting. And he's not far off Josh Hines-Allen at all. Myles Garrett's insane. I mean, he should be the highest paid based on stats alone, although 22.5 and 19 for T.J. Watt, 2 out of 3 years. He had the injury in 22. Last year was okay, 11.5 sacks, and he's normally way better than that. Prior to the injury in 22, his lowest was 15. But look at Myles Garrett from 2020, 12 sacks, 16 sacks, 16 sacks, 14 sacks, 14 sacks. That is insane. I mean, that's what you're talking about. Look, Trey Hendrickson, he went from 2020 at 13.5, 21 he had 14, dipped to 8 in 22, and then ripped off back-to-back 17.5. I mean, that's impressive. T.J. Watt, 15 in 20, 22.5 in 21, 5.5 in 22 the injured year, 19 in 23, 11.5 last year. And then you go with Josh Hines-Allen, 2.5, although he was injured in 2020. 21, he had 7.5. Then he had 7 in 22, 17.5 in 23, and then 8 in 24. Why did I lump him in? Because he's one of the top paid defensive linemen in the you know it, Bump. I might take it off, baby. No, my wife will kill me. I can't take my shirt off. She's like, don't take your shirt off. I shouldn't anyway. I'm gray. Yeah, I got fat, and it's just not good. Well, we are the dad bod, so maybe I should. I'll be all sweaty and nasty. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Out there on Pete's, appreciate your support, my friend, my old Boston College teammate and good friend, Michael Bumpus. But, looking at Josh Hines, look, and in his defense, I got to correct myself. Not correct, but just add this asterisk. And this goes for Trayvon Walker, and it's all good. Because you look at Josh Hines, yeah, he was down last year. He was done. Let me give you his. Did I give you? Yeah, I did give him 2.5, then 7.5, then 7, 17.5, then 8. I did give him to you. So, up and down, not consistent like you see these other guys. He's got to have another big year. But in his defense, last year, look, there was a lot of rotating. How many third downs or passing downs was the defense out there for? And Josh Hines-Allen nor Trayvon Walker were on the field. I mean, how many times you'd be like, what is he doing? Why are they rotating? Rotate, and in and out, in and out, in and out. Like, you can't get any rhythm doing that. So just having 8 sacks, although look, his pressures, his hits, and sacks were way down from 2023. Josh Hines-Allen, that is. But 8 sacks. So I'm expecting him to get back up there. I'm expecting him and Trayvon both to have more than 12 each. Trayvon's had 10.5 for 2 years in a row. What's fascinating for me is he's done it as a 3-4 outside backer. He's done it as a 4-3 defensive end. 2 different kinds of positions, but he's doing it. And at 10.5 sacks, by the way, he was off the field way too much too. So I'm telling you right now, I know I'm getting excited, but you throw Eric Armstead in the inside for 90% of the snaps. Mason Smith, I can't wait to watch his tug of war here. He just wrecks everybody in the hunt. That guy's a monster if he can come through. And then trade those guys, that 4, I'm telling you, they played 85% of the snaps, 90%. They're going to be out of this world. They're going to be out of this world. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this defensive line work. And then that's a big thing for the O-line. Like I said, first day of camp, and at pads, I'm going right to the O-line, D-line. I can't wait to watch them go at it. Because we need big and nasty on offense. We need big and nasty on defense. Von Miller signs with the Washington Commanders. I guess that's still their name. I know there's a petition out there. Whatever. Call them Washington. I call them Washington. Von Miller to Washington, 1-year deal. Added to a Dan Quinn team. They're really good up front on defense, so good for him. Had 6 sacks coming off the bench last year. I wouldn't have minded that. Although, Washington, again, is going to be interesting. Jaden Daniels, 2nd year. Looked great first year, but we've seen that before. Go to Houston and tell me you haven't seen that before, because you have. And he's special, but we'll see just how special the 2nd-year quarterback out of LSU is for Washington. 2nd rounders starting to sign. This is really interesting because you know there's been guaranteed money throughout the draft, right? It just gets less and less and less. But let me throw something at you. So these 2nd rounders getting fully guaranteed. I think the top 2 picks got fully guaranteed contracts. It's not that out of question, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm looking at Tyler Shock, whatever his name is, the 40th pick to the Saints, the quarterback. The same pick as last year was Cooper DeJean for the Eagles. He got 80.5% of his contract guaranteed. So 40th pick, that's the 8th pick in the 2nd round. 80%. So inflation, and he's a quarterback, he should probably get 85, 90%, right? Alfred Williams was the first one that unlocked the gridlock by accepting 88% of guaranteed money, which was more than last year's pick at his pick. And he was pick number 43. So he was, 11th pick in the 2nd round. So it's going to trickle down like that. Here's the question. Should all 2nd rounders have guaranteed contracts? And where's the cutoff? I'm all for it. Whatever. It's the owners that got to pay it, They're the ones that got to deal with it. Got to wonder how that will shake things up, Like, does it shorten contracts? What if you miss on the 2nd rounder? We miss on 2nd rounders get missed on. They do. What if you miss? You gone that money. And what are these deals? What are they signing for? Probably, what are 2nd rounders doing? Like, say, 4-year, 10 million, 10, 12 million, something like that. I don't have it in front of me, but, that's guaranteed money. 12 mil, 2nd round pick that doesn't work out. I think it's going to be interesting how it all shakes down with that. But Alfred Williams unlocked the gridlock. Look, if you're the 3rd pick in the 2nd round, you want guaranteed money, right? So if the 13th or the 11th pick got 88%, move it up as you get closer to 34, because 30 or 35, 33, and 34 are signed, right? So that's how it should work, and then trickle it down. I wonder what the last pick in the second round last year got. I should have looked that up, but I'd be surprised if it was 80% with the 40th pick, another 20 picks, roughly. 24 picks, something like that. Yeah, I guess maybe 60, 50%. It's good living, man. It's good living. I tell you, I mean, I sound like an old curmudgeon when I say this, but training camp practices, from what I've seen for the Jags, are at 8:15 in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning. 8:15 to 10. Hour and 45 minutes of on-the-field practice time. It's a great day to be a football player in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Do they get to go to happy hour, I wonder? You know? Like, I mean, you're done. There's only so much you can do while you're there. You get to go have a break and hit the bar. Maybe you should just have a bar inside the stadium or something. Miller Electric Center. You know? I'm kidding, of course. But I know, listen, they're going to be working hard. They have to. And the mental game's more of it than the physical. We know this. But, man, an hour and 45 minutes. I wonder if Liam Cohen will condition his team in camp. By the looks of what we saw in the hunt, and I only saw the highlight video, I think they're going to. That stuff, I'm telling you. And all you guys that watch this show and listen that are former ball players, I don't care, high school, college, it doesn't matter. You know what those workouts do for you as a team. I was telling a story to Tony off the air. When I was a junior in high school, I was my first year in varsity, and we had this kind of similar thing. You had to compete against each other, and one of the competitions was they put a tractor tire, deflated tractor tire tube, inner tube, and then attach it with a rope, and had another guy, inside it, and you had to, push against each other, go away from each other. And I remember I had to go against some old line. I was only like 210 pounds. I wasn't like this big kid, maybe 210. And I won the whole thing. You had to stay low, and you had to drive, and my legs were strong enough, but I did. I won the whole thing. My best friend growing up and throughout high school and whatnot, or one of my best friends, him and I went at it. He was a linebacker too, fullback linebacker, and I was tight end linebacker. We went at it big time. We must have done it like 7 minutes. It was tough as nails. But my point of bringing that up is when you do it as a team, and you can do it individually, you can, because you develop this grit. And let's be honest, the grit hasn't been here in a few years. Doug just wasn't his style. It wasn't. Whatever. That was then and this is now. But this is the new style. And this is the new regime, and I think it's fantastic. I love those kind of videos. They are absolutely incredible. It just shows togetherness. We're together. We will win together. Name the movie. Yeah, it was a great movie, but it's true. And when you work out together, and you're pushing for that last set, you're pushing for that last rep, that last sprint, that last 3 minutes of jump rope, or hitting the bag, or that that thing. What do they call that thing? I don't know. It's like a part, row and part cycle, and they just getting after it, I'd like to see the ones, and I remember, God bless my friend Matt Thornton and his own gym, Meridian Fitness, him and John DePace. John, if you're listening, I hope you're doing well. They had those, remember the Drago machine in Rocky IV where you stand up and you got to push, you got to do the feet. Absolutely phenomenal. If I pause, it's because I have a bad connection sometimes here, and I don't want you to miss anything, but I'll just pause and go from there. But yeah, no, I love those things. Those things are absolutely fantastic. And to me, that's just, they're building it. They're building that toughness, that mental and emotional toughness, a lot of accountability I'm seeing, and I love it. Look, and again, it doesn't have to be rah, rah, rah. I don't care if they scream and yell. I just want to make sure that there's a bunch of accountability, and I think there's going to be, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and it's going to start. The rookies come tomorrow. Now, you fans and the media can't get out there till Wednesday, but we'll be out there. Please say hello. If you don't like me or like what I'm saying, don't throw anything at me, please. I'm very sensitive. when it comes to people not liking me. So try to, keep the peace and be good people out there. I know you will. I love Jaguar fans. You're fantastic. And it should be a great, great time. And I'm optimistic. I am. Listen, I give these guys hard times, but it's just my nature. It's just me trying to hold them accountable as best as I can. And again, I see can I just address something? It's so nauseating. You got people, it's like politics. You got people, and we're talking about Trevor. You got people on the one side. Oh, he's no good. He's a bust. He's a trap, blah, blah, blah. Whoever posted that or reposted the picture of his wife, took a picture of him, the kid, the dog, look, helping daddy shut up. Like, why would you sit there like, what other quarterback does that? You don't know what he was doing. Maybe it was after that. That is so just way, way out there. And then you got the people that are out there the other way that think that he doesn't do anything wrong. And he's just the perfect thing, sliced bread or whatever. And you're like, you're way off. Both of you are way off. It's way in the middle. It can go either way, but it ain't there either side yet. And but I think he's going to have a good year. I do. I think Liam's, he's gonna get him right. He's gonna get him right. And look, like we said, he's got all the tools. He just needs to clean up the other stuff. Some mechanics and some mental, some awareness. And I tell you what, I think he's gonna do it. That O-line comes together. Running backs, it's kind of up. It's kind of up there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to write ETN off. I like ETN, but I know what new regimes like. They like their people, and I know they want deep speed. I still think he's tremendous value as a third down back, but at the least. But we'll see there. Wide receiver, I think we know how that's going to shake down. We'll see how those, after Parker Washington at 4, you got Travis at 2, Diami at 3, right? Of course, BTJ, our alpha dog at wide receiver, he's at 1. Who's after that? Is it Cephas? Is it Trammell? Is it these younger guys? Dorian Zinger, I think, is one of their names. Pancall, I like him. Number 10 and number 13, watch out for them. They're really good, man. I think I got a chance. And number 17, Jones, he made some plays too. So those last spots, 5, 6, 7, they're going to be interesting, and a really, really hard battle. It's funny, like, I wonder, and I truly mean this, if our practice schedule back in 95, where I'm trying to make the team, right? I haven't played football in 2 years, 2 seasons. Nobody wanted me. It was over, and then Coughlin gave me a chance to work out, and we went from there. But if I didn't have all these opportunities, it'd be tough to make the team. Like one practice a day, you think about that. So one practice, and I'm 5th on the depth chart, middle linebacker like I was in 95. Like, how do you even, you may get 1 rep a practice. Maybe a set of 3. Maybe, but doubtful. Special teams, yeah, but they don't hit. Maybe they'll hit in this camp, but you know what I mean? I swear to you, I caught their eye with goal line scrimmages. I was just better at that than anything else. Short yardage and goal line at that time. That was just kind of my forte. I was good at it. I did it at BC, even when I wasn't a full-time starter. That's what I did. I would go in on short yardage and goal line and try to help stop the run. But I don't know. The guys that make it, I'm like, oh, you guys got it made. But the guys that are trying to make it, they got a real uphill climb. Now, granted, they've had all offseason to impress, and you can do that. You absolutely can, especially today. Just because you're I think doing more. I don't remember. Well, we had OTAs too. You had opportunities out there, but you do have opportunities in the off-season type deal. But then it comes down to the pad. But here's a good thing about the guys that are trying to make it. All it takes is a good play to catch somebody's eye. A good day in practice, a good play in a scrimmage, a good hit, a good catch. Now, you got to back it up, but that opens people's eyes. And even though you may only get 1 or 2, 3 reps in the beginning, you start making a play out of one of those 2 or 3, you're going to get more opportunities. That's the way it works. But it goes by fast. You got to jump quick. You can't be timid, man. You can't be like holding back and waiting to see and figuring it out. No, you got to go head first and try to be as confident as you can, know as much as you can playbook-wise, and just, be vicious and be, relentless, and just, it's your football life. I know what it's like, man. It's a pressure-packed situation. You're always wondering, like, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm going to make this team. I'm not going to. You'd have a good day. You're like feeling really good, and then you'd have a bad day. You'd have a good morning practice, but have a bad afternoon. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Your parents are calling, your friends are calling. You're like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? You're like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm making some plays, and then I'm getting my ass beat. It's different, but you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it, and it happens every single year. All right, so I've got to a little bit of a break, and then I'll be on Helmets and Heels, 2 to 4 p.m. Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and myself will break it all down. It's going to be a fantastic show. Talk a little Jags, talk a little college ball, and get into all of that. Dad Bod Sunday afternoon, if you care to join. Please do. 4 o'clock out on the deck. And we're loud and proud. We're going to be cranking it. So if it's too crowded, you can just hang out by the hotel right there, Lemon Bar, Lemon Street. You'll hear us plenty. There's no question about that. Next Thursday, we are scheduled to take the Horse's Mouth on the road to Lynch's Irish Pub in Jacksonville Beach. That's right. So I'm going to call some famous friends. I'm going to get some people there. We're going to have other guests there, and we'll be there, I think, around 4:30, 5 o'clock to 6:37, and filming episodes of The Horse's Mouth out on the road at Lynch's Irish Pub in Jacksonville Beach. Looking forward to all of that. So hope you all have a great day, a great weekend. Stay safe, be cool, stay safe, man. Just enjoy yourself, especially here. I mean, come on, it's hot outside, but it's also beautiful outside, and I'm going to be outside a little bit later on this afternoon. There's no question about that. Y'all have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you next time right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Make sure you check out Team Tommy Mac at TommyMac.net. All their logos are up. You hit the logo. Their websites are embedded. It'll take you right to their website. And you'll see it all over social media. I tag every one of them on Facebook especially. You can hit their tagline, and boom, there it is. And it'll be absolutely fantastic. So make sure you check them all out. They are Carpet Man Flooring, Chris Lucero's Bail Bonds, Morgan & Morgan, Pound Law, that's all. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, Azar Sausage, Freedom Finance. Make sure you check out my man Courtney Myers, a fractional CFO at freedomfinance.llc. He's absolutely fantastic, and he is doing a tremendous job. Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, the #1 commercial real estate firm in the land. Check them out at phoenixrealty.net. Everything commercial, including land, including investments, including development. Check them out. They are absolutely fantastic. Saltair Inn and Suites had another satisfied customer that stayed there over the weekend. Absolutely great place. Visit saltair.com. 4 blocks from the beach, 1 block or 2 blocks from all the action. And Coconut Joe's Hot Sauces, courtesy of Family Tradition Specialty Foods. We're going to find out a way to give some of those 4-packs away. Make sure you check out that QR code that I put out there on Facebook. It's on my page. Hit the QR code to take you right to Coconut Joe's Hot Sauces landing page. You can order, put pound Team Tommy Mac in the discount code bar, and you will get a BOGO free. No question about that. Make sure you don't get in trouble, because if you do, call my man Chris Lucero. 904-822-2245. Put in your phone, and you'll thank me later. All right, that'll do it for me. Y'all have a great day and weekend. Peace, love, and go Jags. All right, take care now. See you next time on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Hey, Tom McManus here with the Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast on the 1010XL podcast platform. Catch it on the 1010XL app. Catch it on 1010XL.com. You can also catch it on the 1010XL Jaguars channel on YouTube. Hey, man, it's always straight from the heart, straight from the gut, all ball, all Jags, all NFL coming your way each and every week, twice a week on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. We'll see you there.